Good evening. Mountain rescuers have suspended their search tonight for a 65-year-old hill walker in the Loch Nagar area. Two other walkers who were missing north of Blair Atholl have been found. Joanne Macaulay reports.
Difficult conditions confronted the Braemar, Aberdeen and police mountain rescue teams as they looked through the night for the 65-year-old man. He'd gone out walking in the Loch Nagar area yesterday, but the alarm was raised when he failed to return in the evening. Teams searched through the night in bad weather. Blizzards and clouds hampered the rescue helicopter, which had to wait for conditions to clear at one point. As the search continued in Loch Nagar, another operation was triggered further south when two men in their 40s failed to return from walking in the Glen Tilt area north of Blair Atholl last night. However, they were found safe this afternoon. The beautiful wintry scenes are a draw for walkers at this time of year, but as ever they're warned to be prepared for the conditions. Joanne Macaulay, reporting Scotland.
A man has been found dead in a flat in Hamilton last night. Police are treating the 24-year-old's death in the Burnbank area as unexplained. A supply ship has finally left Aberdeen after more than a year and a half stuck in the city's port. The Malavia 7, now named Sartor, was detained over unpaid wages. It's now heading for Poland. A Scottish producer and exporter of seafood has warned that Brexit is already having a negative impact on their business. They say during their busy Christmas season they weren't able to recruit enough EU workers, costing them thousands of pounds. The UK government says it's seeking a new, deeper partnership with the EU after Brexit. Here's Andreas Wolff.
This seafood factory on the banks of Loch Fyne employs around 50 staff. But in the run-up to Christmas, demand in restaurants and shops rises. From October to December, they need an extra 25 people here at Loch Fyne. Despite paying more than the minimum wage, there aren't enough locals to take up the jobs. So they look to the EU labour market. But last year, for the first time, there were 10 staff short. They blame Brexit and the lower exchange rate of the pound.
People are concerned, especially if they come just here. I do live here. It's a daycare second home, but people just come for a seasonal job and might be quite a difficult situation.
The company had to rely on agency staff and overtime, which cost them an additional £30,000. And they have another concern going forward.
We know that at the moment Norway, there's tariffs on Norwegian fish into the EU, and I'm pretty certain that once we have exited, Norway will be the first to say there needs to be some tariffs on Scottish fish as well.
A UK government spokesperson said, "We want to have the greatest possible tariff and barrier-free trade with our European neighbours, as well as to negotiate our own trade agreements around the world."
To be honest, I'm not aware of any new markets that have actually become available. We've been trading in most of these markets for almost our entire history, from Hong Kong, China, Singapore, through the Middle East, throughout Europe. So we're already doing that. I don't see anything additional to come from the Global Britain initiative.
The UK government are saying that they are seeking a new deep and special economic partnership with the EU that is of greater scope than any existing agreement. Andreas Wolff, reporting Scotland, Loch Fyne.
A heritage centre has opened to tell the story of the heroism of Church of Scotland missionary Jane Haining, who died in the Auschwitz concentration camp. The centre is inside the church of her home village of Dunscore near Dumfries. Football, and Celtic beat Hibs in the Premiership, but Lee Griffiths went off injured after he scored. Dundee's winner at Hamilton came deep into injury time. Well, it's over to Coster now with a weather outlook for tonight and tomorrow.
Thank you, Suzanne. Good evening to you all. Well, today was very windy and the winds are going to strengthen even further as we head through to the evening. Some big waves around, blustery showers and some clear spells for this evening. Here's the pressure chart and you can see how close the isobars are, and the winds getting even stronger for the Northern Isles, the far north, with a yellow be aware weather warning in force for these areas from the Met Office. Widespread gales here, maybe even touching severe gale force for Orkney and southern Shetland. So a dry evening for many to start, but then we'll see more in the way of rain arriving from the west by morning, heavy and persistent at times, and there will unlikely be a frost as temperatures around 3 to 4 Celsius overnight. So for tomorrow there will be some rain around, especially across the west for Argyll, central lowlands and the south. For the north there may be some brighter moments, but it remains windy throughout the day and highs up to 10 or 11 Celsius.
And that's Reporting Scotland. We'll be back tomorrow at 6:20. Until then, from everyone here, enjoy your Saturday night. Goodbye.